I'm Bill Curtis. Tomorrow, Billy Graham, live from Moscow. And in our 8:30 half hour, TV's hottest producer. Wake up to what's happening on the CBS Morning News.
This is CBS.
More indictments have been issued against employees of the Minneapolis Children's Theater, but this time 2 people are charged, not accused of sexually abusing students. Geraldine Ferraro has just spoken at a rally in downtown Minneapolis. We'll have a live report. And the Twins will try to climb out of second place as they face Chicago once again at the Dome tonight. The story's coming up on the 6 p.m. report.
Hey, folks, your Datsun dealers dare you to compare our Sentra to the competition. Compare Sentra for quality. You'll see why it's America's best-selling import. Compare Sentra for selection. 9 distinctive styles, one just right for your driving needs. Compare Sentra for price, just $53.99. Find out what the competition doesn't want you to know. Test drive the Sentra today. We dare you to compare. Make your best deal now at your all-American Datsun dealers.
50 years from now, this multi-use complex will still be a vital part of the community. So we're installing a natural gas heating system. Why gas? Because it's the lowest cost practical energy available today. And because we project the gas will be available and competitively priced for the life of the structure.
People who earn their livings making wise energy decisions specify natural gas, so you can be sure gas will remain the best energy for your home for years to come.
Serving and informing the Twin Cities for 4 decades. This is WCCO Television, Minneapolis, St. Paul. And now, Dave Moore, Pat Miles, Mike Fairborn, and Ralph John Friss bring you Channel 4's 6 p.m. report.
Good evening, everyone. 2 more employees of the Minneapolis Children's Theater face indictments by Hennepin County Grand Jury tonight.
The misdemeanor charges were filed against Wayne Jennings, a member of the theater's board of directors, and science instructor Scott Krieger. But there's a different twist in this one. The latest indictments do not allege sexual abuse of students, but rather failure to report suspected incidents of abuse. Barb Brown reports.
Children's theater officials are reveling in excellent reviews of their first production this season. And they say the new indictments against Dr. Wayne Jennings and Scott Krieger are unwarranted.
We are indeed supporting these people based on the information we have. We believe they have reported in every instance cases which, in their judgment, they believed appropriate to report in accordance with the law.
But since Artistic Director John Donahue's arrest for sexual abuse, parents have raised concerns about why they weren't informed earlier by the school that the BCA was investigating abuse. One parent of a former Children's Theater student who declined an on-camera interview told us she and other parents had talked to Jennings about rumors of inappropriate behavior at the theater. She said Jennings told her he'd look into it, but had already checked out similar rumors and found no substantiation. Jennings' attorney, however, says the allegations against his client are untrue. And Edward Anderson says County Attorney Tom Johnson withheld evidence from the grand jury which would have exonerated his client.
I can't understand how they could possibly have indicted Dr. Jennings on the information that was available.
Johnson says absolutely no evidence was withheld.
I'm prohibited by law from saying what was introduced or not introduced, but I can say clearly and sincerely that all evidence that was of an exculpatory nature was before the grand jury.
Jennings and Krieger were released today without bond. Their next court appearances are scheduled for next month. Barb Brown, WCCO Television News, Minneapolis.
In Chaska tonight, a jury continues deliberating charges of child sexual abuse against Robert and Lois Bentz. Each faces 12 counts for allegedly sexually abusing their 6-year-old son and 4 other children. This is the 3rd day of jury deliberations in this case. Andy Greenspan's in Chaska. He'll have a report should a verdict come in. Pat?
Geraldine Ferraro is in the Twin Cities tonight. The Democratic vice presidential candidate is here to help raise money for the Mondale Ferraro ticket and also for DFL Senate candidate Joan Groh. Ferraro went to the Hennepin County Government Center in downtown Minneapolis this afternoon. Alan Cox is there now with a live report for us. She just wrapped up, did she not, Alan?
Pat, she finished up a few minutes ago and should now be just about closing in on downtown St. Paul, where she'll be appearing at a fundraiser this evening. Ferraro came to the Twin Cities from Chicago, where she drew a large and loud downtown crowd and even reunited the warring factions of the Democratic Party there, at least briefly. Then it was on to the Twin Cities. She arrived at the airport about 40 minutes late, came to a crowd that had maintained its size here in the plaza at the south end of the Hennepin County Government Center. No police estimate available yet, but the plaza was just about full. Ferraro speaking on issues that the Mondale Ferraro ticket has been bringing up over and over again, including one popular here in Minnesota among DFLers, the peace issue.
In 1983, he declared his intention to launch an arms race in space. In 1984, he threw away the opportunity to negotiate on anti-satellite weapons with the Soviets. The question is, what will he do in 1985?
At another point, the vice presidential candidate said that if President Reagan doesn't reach an agreement with the Russians, it's time to exchange him, and that the Democrats want a president who will talk to the Russian leadership on the first day in office and not on the first day of the campaign. Ferraro also mentioned other traditional Democratic issues, such as support for the Equal Rights Amendment, and at one point she said Democrats are facing a referendum on personal freedom. That was as close as Ferraro came to what might be construed as a response to the anti-abortion picketers, the pro-life picketers, who were on the periphery of the park here during Ferraro's appearance. Some carried signs. One shouted at one point, "What about abortion?" as Ferraro was speaking. And there were also some signs of Women for Reagan and other Reagan-Bush signs, but it was largely a partisan DFL crowd supporting Ferraro and supporting Grow. As I mentioned, it's now on to a fundraiser in St. Paul, one a $1,000 a plate, one $100 a plate. We're told that that fundraiser has already raised $200,000 in money sorely needed by the Grow campaign as it faces incumbent Republican Senator Rudy Boschwitz. Karen Boros will be following the events later in the evening before Congresswoman Ferraro heads down to Dallas to finish her day, and Karen will have the report on the 10 p.m. report. Pat and Dave?
All right, thank you very much, Alan. And ahead on the 6 p.m. report, authorities work to discover how toxic gas killed 2 men yesterday in a Champlin home. We'll have the story coming up.
My husband, Alex Karras, with a testimonial for Lazy Boy chair. He's saying his Lazy Boy recliner knocks him out. He's comfortable knowing a genuine Lazy Boy chair has over 50 years of quality built in.